Hello, Mary Meet. So I wanted to review a book, and the book I want to review is Crystals for Psychic Self-Protection by Judy Hall. So basically this is a book about using crystals for both physical and spiritual protection. This is a topic that I've been talking about a lot because it's extremely important. If you're going to do various forms of spiritual activities and magic, it's very important to protect yourself. Not because it's particularly dangerous compared to other kinds of activities. Just like if you go boating, you should wear a safety vest, or go bicycle riding, you should wear a helmet. There's an importance in protecting yourself. So let's have a look at this book. So yes, we have contents. We have a preference, learning by experience, an introduction, feeling safe in an uncertain world, which is basically, you can guess it, it's an introduction. And then we have part 1, protection tools. This basically speaks about all sorts of things when it comes to the crystals. Your crystal treasure chest, crystal layouts, amulets, relaxation crystals, gem essences, journaling, the bubble of light, the golden pyramid, breathing, getting grounded, and not for as you did when you were a kid. Intention and focus, trust, affirmations, visioning and revisioning, ceremony, positive thoughts, guardian angel, psychic shields, vision board, traditional symbols, yearning, smudging, gratitude and blessing, and believing in yourself, happiness, animalize, and crystal EFT. Basically all sorts of relatively new agey methods of using crystals, and also a few other non-crystal methods for staying safe and healthy both spiritually and physically. Then we have part 2, eliminate the negative, which is creating safe spaces, healthy boundaries, your psychic immune system, foiling the energy pirates, detoxification, transmuting toxic emotions, reversing mental overload, neutralizing the attackers whoever they are, and protecting family and friends. Then we have basically part 2 is basically one of the things that have a tendency to lead to negativity, lead to disease, and also leave you open for things like psychic vampires and others that might want you ill, is if you have already weakened your energy system by allowing negativity in. Now, of course, it's not as easy as it's said. We are human beings, but this gives you a few tools for how to stop negativity from flourishing in your life. And then we have part 3, accentuate in the positive. Finding inner peace, finding serenity, enhancing your spiritual equilibrium, opening the higher chakras, finding abundance, feeding your body and soul, and holding the vision. And then we have an afterword, notes, resources for reading, and an index. So basically what part 3 is about is, just like part 2 is about eliminating the negative, part 2 is about basically taking in all that's positive, getting the positive aspects of your life to flourish, because that too strengthens your energy field and makes you much more safe. So, generally speaking, what I think of this book, well, it isn't bad. It is like a lot of other psychic self-protection books, but it also contains a general idea of staying healthy, having both a healthy mind, healthy body, and a healthy spiritual life. It has a very new age take on it, so if you are very anti-new age, this will not be the book for you. It uses a lot of new age terminology, It has a lot of new age ideas, and yeah, I, who like new age, think that it's pretty decent. It is not as focused on crystals as you might think. There's lots of crystals here. What I, for example, miss are basically just listings of how to use crystals. It's a bit of it, but lot more focus on how to use crystals that for protection, because there's a lot of crystals that are extremely protective. But you can say it's a general psychic protection book, and for that it is pretty decent. It also gives a lot of pretty good tools for staying positive and healthy, which is also extremely important. It doesn't matter how much you protect yourself. If you just mire yourself in negativity, you will just destroy yourself from the inside instead of letting anything from the outside coming in. So yeah, like I said, for good and bad, it's very new agey. It can feel a little bit superficial here and there. I would think that, for example, the Unfortunate's book of psychic self-protection, I'm not. No, I have a brain fog. I can't remember what it's called, but if you just search for Diane Fortune and protection, her book will pop up. That, for example, it's much better. It's a bit far-fetched because, among other things, she describes waking up with a werewolf in her bed, though a thought form, but it's better. It's one of the real classics, and I recommend all occultists to get one of those. There's a lot of books out there that's better than this one, but it's not bad. It do help you, basically. It has a lot of great advice, and the information that are here about crystals are very good. Now, Judy Hall is very good when it comes to crystals. She's not as good with everything else. So that the sections that has to do with using crystals for self-protection, affirming yourself, and so on and so forth are very good. The sections that have more to do with the more generalized methods are not as good. But all in all, it's a decent book. There are none of those very nice color images that you often find in Hall's books. There are the illustrations here are very simple and drawn, but there's a lot of nice, like this space cleaning exercise and so on and so forth. There's a lot of nice sections in here. So yeah, would I recommend this? Well, I think that depends. If it's the only psychic self-defense type book you are going to buy, no, I would rather recommend Diane Fortune's and a lot of others that are a lot better. If ever this is a topic that interests you, or you have a specific interest in you doing that with crystals, though, like I said, there's less about crystals here than I would have liked for a book named Crystals for Psychic Self-Protection, but still it do have a crystal theme. So if basically you're into using crystals for psychic self-protection, or it's a topic that you're generally interested in, then yeah, I'd say give this book a go. It's not a very expensive book. It's recently, I can't talk. It's relatively well written. It has quite a few interesting both exercises and advice in here. So yeah, I'll give this book 6 or 7 out of 10. It's good, but it's not amazing. It's not a must-have, but it's good. And that is my review of Crystals for Psychic Self-Protection by Judy Hall. Hope you have enjoyed this review. Have a great day and blessed be.